Yo, what's going on YouTube? We got a brand new video. Now in this one, we're going to be discussing the FUD around Hbar and pretty much how everybody is complaining, it seems like, about how Hbar's founders apparently dumped on everyone, right? And they're allowed to do that. We have seen that with any stock in America, all right? And it just blows my mind that people really try to shit on good crypto projects because they've dumped on investors. You're allowed to do that. I can't believe people don't understand this. And this is why the people who are in crypto that don't invest in the stocks, they're only in crypto, they need to know both worlds. So anyone who watches my channel only knows about crypto, learn about how the stock market operates, please. Because this is going to be crucial once regulation hits. It's going to transfer over to the crypto market. So understand that, okay? Now, going into my main argument, we have Elon Musk here, Tesla. He owns 423.6 million shares of Tesla, all right, through a trust he controls. And we can see this the same with the Hbar Foundation right here. Now, this chart, it's not on my end. It's just on the website's end. It's blurry for whatever reason. Network and governance and operations, 14%. That's how much allocation is in their whole entire supply, right? And then we look over here for the network governance and operations. Let me make sure my camera's not hovering over this. Now, this is very important. I'm going to zoom in on this so you guys understand. It's like you didn't even read the Hbar website when most people complain about Hbar. Now, not saying everyone complains about Hbar, but whenever you hear someone talk shit about Hbar, it is mainly that their founders dumped on them, which they're allowed to do. It wasn't like they owned all of the float and they're just pumping and dumping, right? They owned 14% and they've never owned more. Right? They're allowed to dump if they want to. And we're going to go into that later because this is something you need to understand. But network governance and operations includes all Hbars used as compensation to founders, executives, employees, and contractors. The coin plan was the initial structure for compensation to contributors and fixed amounts of Hbars. Council operations reflects the current structure of compensation to contributors and is largely tailored to measurable governance or operational contributions. Now, going into my main point, this is very, very important, okay? So, Tesla shares, excluding options, not including options, is nearly 14% of the company. That's how much Elon Musk owns, all right? So, compare this to the foundation of Hbar. They own about the same as Elon Musk owns without options. Including options, his stake is closer to 23%. There's no options with crypto, all right? But it's pretty similar when you start going into leverage. However, it doesn't matter. We're not here to talk about leverage, okay? So, including his exercisable options, his stake is 23% of the entire Tesla float. All right, that's how much he owns. So he could dump it anytime he wants. All right? So, same thing with Hbar, except for Elon actually owns more of the Tesla float than Hbar does for their whole entire allocation. All right? So, anytime you hear someone talk about that, it is entirely normal for a company to have a percentage of shares that they are able to sell. For example, they give to employees. They give to the rest of the foundations, right? So now that that is out of the way, I just want you guys to understand that, right? No one had any problems buying Tesla when it was over $1 trillion market cap, when Elon owned 23% of it. And he sold a lot of his Tesla, all right? So he understood the overvaluation, and then he was selling on the inside, which is perfectly normal to do. You can see that anywhere. Google, Microsoft, Amazon, they all have stock packages for their employees or whoever's working for them or for Jeff Bezos, right? So this isn't, unnatural to see. So I hate it when people do that. They're always like, oh, well, the foundational team is dumping, blah, blah, blah. That's perfectly normal to do. However, if it's something like SafeMoon, when the founders are dumping like 70% of the whole entire float, then that's an issue because now they're rug pulling and they're scamming everyone, right? When they made a promise that they weren't even going to touch anything, right? So this is perfectly normal to do as long as you have trust in the founders. I trust Dr. Lehman-Bird. I trust Gilbert Verdian. And that's all you could really do. You just have to find people who are actually trying to build a project and not just build up and hype something just to sweep away all the tokens, right? So that's something you guys need to understand. So that's pretty much the end of the video, but this is a very crucial, important idea I wanted to talk about, and I felt like I needed to explain this to my YouTube channel. So now that you know this, whenever you see someone fudding or commenting about how a certain crypto project, oh, the founders sold X amount, perfectly normal to do. You just have to know who the founders are and how much the founders own, right? If the founders owned 50% of HBAR and they were dumping, I would have an issue with that because that's not natural, right? But this is totally natural. Compare it to Tesla. HBAR actually doesn't own as much, right? So I'm just putting it into perspective for you. So thank you guys so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.